Welcome. I am Reverend Montclair, and this is Monday Church with Reverend Montclair. I have been thinking a lot about how our technology has been affecting our responsiveness in the world. How Facebook and other platforms that encourage us to like or comment on posts are increasing a knee-jerk response and judgmental attitude towards others. So, with the anonymity also of many of these platforms like Instagram or TikTok, and some of people's worst tendencies, irresponsible tendencies, are coming out, it is disturbing. I would love to see Facebook at least add a emoji that is representative of the words thank you. So instead of yes, I like it, or I'm angry, I'm sad, I care, I love this, just a simple thank you. I find many of the emojis do not fit when some unsavory truth is being brought to light by a friend. I can't like it. I can understand it. I can relate to it. I can say thank you. So I don't do the quick, easy commentary with an emoji. I say thank you. Or I say true. What you are saying is true. I give an affirmation verbally, written in that way. So I'm concerned about our culture and how our impulsive, reactionary mode of being in the world is being not only reinforced but encouraged by such media, consumption of media, participation in media. So it's keeping us in some ways away from things that really need commenting on, like how our governments are doing business, like how in our country, the United States, that many rich people don't pay taxes. So who's paying for all of these governmental services? Who's paying the salaries? The people that are way below the wealth line, and often even those below the poverty line. And these days, the poverty line has gotten higher and higher, more in the $40,000 range than anything lower than that. Yet, taxes are still taken out of unsustainable paychecks. And if you have more than one stream of income, even more taxes are taken out. It is despicable in our modern world that our government has not provided any remedies for the tax inequality. So, another stream of thought along those lines is that we need to address the endorsement, the perpetration of a slave mentality in our culture, because that is exactly what our culture was founded on, was the idea that slavery is okay, necessary, and what's a word for a good thing? It's not a good thing, and it's not necessary. It's not unavoidable. So when I say the endorsement of slavery, when there's all this talk about raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, we need to stop talking about a minimum wage and only talk about a livable wage. No one in the United States today, 2024, should be earning less than $25 an hour. Asking for anything less than that is endorsing one's own state of impoverishment. And no one gets, when they're calling for it, what they ask for. So unfortunately, you have to ask for more than. You can't come up from below and ask for it. But it is criminal, it is despicable, it is disgusting that in this day and age, the United States government still endorses a $7 an hour minimum wage. It is disgusting. Meanwhile, the perks that congressmen and our other government officials enjoy are far beyond what the average American enjoys. And that is their salaries pretty much continue even when they retire. Their benefits pretty much continue even when they retire. And not only that, they have status, they have a voice, they have power beyond the office because of who they were for so long. The unfairness baked into the structure of our political system needs to change now. One of the really criminal things is that we only get one choice when we're choosing for our president. Other countries get to have two choices, a second choice. They get to choose what their heart desires for the first one, and if that candidate doesn't pan out, their second choice is valid. That would take away this whole third party tremor that runs through our country when other candidates, independents, run aside from the endorsed candidates of each party. The other thing that is criminal in our government is that if you are registered an independent, you don't get to vote in the primaries. That is fundamentally wrong. As an independent, you should be able to vote in either primary, for either primary. Not both, but either. And all this fuss about whether our citizenry is voting more than once is huge BS. Because if we tie our vote simply to our Social Security number, they'd know. Our government has no problem knocking on our doors for our taxes, sending us letters, notifications. It also would have no problem knowing whether or not you voted more than once. Each citizen in this country should be able to vote in any state in the Union. And yes, associate it with your Social Security number. That way, college students wouldn't have to fill out absentee ballots. But that's also a tactic. Much of our government officials don't want our college students voting. It takes an extra step to obtain and to submit, extra steps, plural, to obtain and submit absentee voting. Something that a young voter sometimes is uneducated to perform. If one travels for work, you cannot always be close to the voting place of your home. If you are homeless, you don't get to register to vote. Think about that. Think about all the people that have no voice because they do not have a permanent residence. There are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of citizens of the United States of America today that have no permanent home of their own, therefore they are denied the right to vote. This is despicable. This is intentional disenfranchisement. This needs to change. So, enough about our inequality at this time. I will address further issues going forward. But today, I would like to share a poem, a beautiful poem by Rosemary Watola Tromner. And it is called, I Can't Save the World by Myself. So I can't save the world by myself, can't even save myself, can't wrap my arms around every frightened child, can't foster peace amongst nations, can't bring love to all who feel unlovable. So I practice opening my heart right here in this room and being gentle with my insufficiency. I practice walking down the street heart first. And if it is insufficient to share love, I will practice loving anyway. I want to converse about the truth, about trust. I want to invite compassion into every interaction. One willing heart can't stop a war. One willing heart can't feed all the hungry. And sometimes, daunted by a task too big, I tell myself, what is the use in trying? But today, the invitation is clear. To be ridiculously courageous in love. To open the heart like a lilac in May, knowing freeze is possible and opening anyway. To take love seriously. To give love wildly. To race up to the world as if I were a puppy, adoring and unjaded, stumbling on my own exuberance. To feel the shock of indifference, of anger, of cruelty, of fear, and stay open. To love as if it matters, as if the world depends on it. Again, there was a poem called I Can't Save the World by Myself by Rosemary Watola Tromner. Excuse me. So as our current administration continues to fund a genocide by funding and sending military aid to Israel to destroy Palestine, I recognize I alone can do nothing about this. But together, we have a loud voice. Together, we can address injustice if we choose to participate in that which is still, of this moment, a democratic nation. It is not guaranteed. We need to exercise our voice. We need to be present to the process. It is an ever-evolving process. I hope you participate with your heart. And today, may you choose to walk in beauty, with beauty before you, with beauty behind you, with beauty above, with beauty below, with beauty all around you, may you walk. That is from the Navajo. They know themselves as the Diné. It is a beauty way prayer. May you walk in beauty, and may you know the beauty within. Much love to you all. Till next time, I am Reverend Montclair, and this is Monday Church with Reverend Montclair. Thanks for tuning in.